A fireman had an accident fighting a fire. A fall from the sky. Before landing, he had just rescued the little girl. Hold tight to your chest. Her whole life flashed before her eyes, then he woke up. No pain, no fatigue, without a scratch. He was relieved. The little girl who had been rescued spoke, but no matter how he asks, no one answered her. She heard someone calling him. Turning his head, two men in black stood in a dangerous building, as if smiling at him. The fireman told them to get out of the way, but I saw something holding on. The fireman looked at himself on the ground, and at his teammates desperately trying to help and beat their chests. It turned out that he was dead and two men were near him. Introduce yourself, they are the emissaries of hell. The girl was so happy, for the sign in his hand said Lord, his hero was the fireman's dead. The last one he ran into was a firefighter who, 422 years ago, couldn't resist backing away. She didn't want to die, she didn't want to leave her mother behind, but her body was sucked into a ball of light. This is the 2017 South Korean film about walking with God, crime and punishment. To become the second highest grossing Korean film of all time is wonderful, very shocked. The firemen come to hell, it's full of people who've just died. Here he goes through the 7 deadly sins, all without guilt, before the 3 infernal messengers meet. Third, Run was a steady middle-aged man. He called the firemen Your Honor, but the firemen were not happy. Don't shake his hand. He didn't want to be the birthday hell. Go ahead and give him priority access to the gates of hell. Open at the same time also appeared a huge word fierce. Unexpectedly, the first place he encountered was the killing field. The 7 hells are judged from the light to the heavy. That means killing in the 7 deadly sins, a firefighter's lightest offense. The fireman froze. I've never killed anyone. It's worth explaining. If you indirectly cause death through words and deeds, or even online violence, and you'll be found guilty. All of a sudden, slabs of stone beneath the firefighters' feet cracked into lava volcanoes. Those found guilty will be thrown in. The warrior set about. Firemen are so good at starting to save people. Then a horrible-looking man appeared angry. Big is to become the king of hell. Why did firefighters abandon rescue during a firefighting mission and indirectly cause the death of a colleague? The guilty fireman said nothing until the emissaries who defended him got the truth back. It turned out that he had been asked at the same time to save first. After saving 8 lives, firefighters were a step too late to go back to their colleagues. After knowing the truth, he became a king and acquitted the pig. The first pass. And then, they sailed across the river Styx, go to the next hell of sloth. Is it a waste of life to judge people here? My sufficiency is not sufficient. Your Majesty, Chu Jiang, did not sue at all. Even moved by the firefighter's positive attitude towards life. He claps his hands and asks what drives you to live your life so hard, but the firefighter's answer surprised everyone. Now King Chu Jiang's face became cold. The messenger was also alarmed. Money in hell is called God and it's a sin to believe in him. At your Majesty's command, push the firefighter's raft out, the radius of a turn to see the waterfall under the terrible scene. This is a huge millstone. There are countless people running on it who can't run, but can only be crushed. This is the punishment of sloth hell for the sluggard and for the warrior who keeps running. The fireman was downwind, then grabbed the raft. He showed the judge, King Chu Jiang, the life of a fireman. The original firefighters worked 4 jobs in front of them. After work, he had to deliver food at the barbecue, washing floors in public bathhouses during the weekend and the day, night and day at the expense of my sick mother. My younger brother is still in school because of money, right?